This podcast provides a platform that will share many different points of views that should empower you, uplift you, make you want to go out and do right. When you hear the term still a man, say, yes, I am. Still a man. Yes, I am. Still a man. Yes, I am. Let's go.
What's up, people? Welcome to another episode of the Still a Man podcast. Tonight's topic is Jada Pinkett a victim, villain, or victim martyr? I guess you can look at this in a number of different ways. Jada is, she seems to be playing a lot of different roles. And we know her to be an actor. So I guess this is a situation when you can say, will the real Jada please stand up? Well, let's get some background about Jada Pinkett. Who is Jada Pinkett Smith? Well, she was born Jada Corin Pinkett in Baltimore. And she is what they refer to her as an actress, a dancer, a singer, a talk show host. And she's also, I guess you call her a rock star as well. You can give that to her credentials.
She's a book writer.
She's also an author. Yes.
Yeah.
She's written a couple of books. We're gonna get to that. Her current book is called Worthy. That's a memoir. She also won a daytime Emmy, and I believe Time has voted her one of the 100 most influential individuals. So those are great accolades. So again, let's get down to it. So
you forgot she's a mother.
That's
Right?
And thank you for correcting me. That's one of her jobs, one of her titles, one of her accolades that it seldom gets spotlighted because they see her, the Jada that they see it's beyond the mother, the title of mother, the position of being mother. When you think about Jada Pinkett current days, you see her in her actress form, and that's basically what people focusing on these days. They're not focusing on the woman behind the characters that she plays on the big screen, and they're not focused on the woman that's behind the talk show host and the singer, the dancer. They're paying attention to her artistry, her talents, not her natural gifts and stuff like that. Well, those are all gifts too, but they're not paying attention to that. I think the whole role of motherhood is less celebrated than the other credentials. All right, so unless you have been living under a rug or you're just coming out of coma, Jada Pinkett Smith has been very vocal for, I'm gonna say, last 6 months. She's been speaking out, she's been talking loud, and she's been proud about what she's saying. Now, this is what the world is talking about right now. They're talking about her new memoir. It is entitled Worthy by Jada Pinkett Smith. And in this memoir, she supposedly lets you in on a lot of secrets about her and the Smith family. Now, you guys got to understand, Jada Pinkett Smith is a woman that is married to a megastar. But Jada had a life before all of that. And I think that this memoir, because I haven't read it yet, but I did do a little research. I believe you can purchase it on Amazon for $22. I think it said she's currently sold about, this was earlier today, 2,700 copies. Yeah, it's having mixed reviews. Some people like it, some people don't. You got critics that say that this book is all about loss, brokenness, and a fragile sense, things that happened prior to her, I guess, her union with Will. So these are some things that happened earlier in her life. She's letting you in on all that. She's like basically opening her life to you, opening the door and saying, come on in. So basically, I'm an open book. Read what you will, see what you need to see, learn what you need to learn about me. Let me just ask you, has anybody read the book?
No.
No.
Does anybody care to read the book?
Nope.
I'm gonna say no.
So,
Look how she's done for me lately.
okay, so how do you
Y'all not
guys...
the only audience that feel that way. She didn't sell as she expected. She only sold like 21 something. She's ranked 81 and selling on the Amazon books. She ain't doing good.
Yeah, you might have missed what I just said.
I heard it all. You said 22 something.
The views are mixed views. That's what I said. So you have
And
people,
so far, all your panelists don't care less about the book.
you have people that
You know what, brother? I might read it just to see
Go
how
read it. Be one of those people.
into great
stuff. You have people that are a fan of her, so they're a fan of anything that she presents. But let's talk about this book. It's making a lot of noise and stuff, and it's just a continuation of what she's basically been presenting to the world for quite a while now. And the biggest so-called secret in this book is another, I think, direct shot to Will Smith's manhood when she says that they've been in a relationship that consists of a separation since 2016. So I, went ahead and looked up some things, and I found a timeline of their relationship on Google, and they basically refer to it as bad marriage for life. And so we're going to use that as structure for our conversation tonight. So let me just say this. Jada was introduced to the world when she got her big break, appearing on A Different World in 1991. And then shortly after that, I'll say 1994, we'll say 3 years later, that's when she first encountered Will Smith, because she tried out for the role of Will's love interest on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And she did not get the part because they said she was too short, because she's only 5 foot. So she lost out on the part to Nia Long. But that was not the end of her and Will's story. That was just the beginning. I guess you can say that was a chance encounter, but I saw interviews where Will Smith has said that it was love at first sight. Now, mind you, when Will first met Jada, he was married to his first wife, his son Trey's mom, Sherry. Sharice, I think it's Sharice.
Yeah, Sharice.
Sharice. And so that's just give you a little backstory set up this whole thing. So Tanya, you got the first date?
Yeah, 1994. You hit it.
1994.
Yeah, Will and Jada met on the set of The Fresh Prince. Yeah, like you said, she tried out for the part to be his girlfriend. And he was married to Cherie.
Mm-hmm.
I think that around that time that maybe him and Cherie was having issues.
Mm-hmm.
Because not too long after that, I'm gonna say, let me pull it up. You want me to go into the next date?
Let's let them give their views about that. So, Patsy, how you feel about love at first sight? Do you think it's possible? Do you think it's realistic?
No, because I really not experienced love at first sight.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've experienced liking somebody at first sight, but
Infatuation.
liking somebody in a romantic way and loving them, two different things.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Tanya, what about you? You think it's possible to love someone at first sight?
I think it's possible to be infatuated at first sight.
Okay. What about
when you love someone, you have to get to know them. You got, you know what I mean? You can't be in love by looks.
Right.
You gotta get to know that person intimately, mind, body, soul.
Say it again.
That's when you fall in love.
Right.
Right.
So Timmy, what do you think? Do you think that it's possible to fall in love at first sight?
Not without the not without the rest of the thing that, like Tanya said, you cannot fall in love at first sight. You got to get to know that person. Anybody who say I fell in love with that person the first time I seen you probably, like Tanya said, you probably was infatuated by
Yeah.
that person, but you wasn't in love.
Because I don't even think that Jada was feeling him at first.
At
Who
all.
wasn't?
At
Who
all.
wasn't?
Tell you that.
Honest, because she was all on Tupac.
Yep.
Yeah.
She was just getting over a broken heart.
So
death.
in
Who got
1990,
that Tupac in her front?
let's be clear about this, since y'all want to jump right to that.
All right.
Gregory, I didn't give you Gregory, so I'm gonna give you a chance. Do you believe in love at first sight?
I believe it's a such thing as fireworks at first sight, butterflies, stuff like that. But like they said, you got to get to know the person intimately and deeply to be in love with them.
Okay, Robert, do you believe in love at first sight?
I believe in lies at first sight.
So was you the one telling the lies, or was you the one being lied to?
Whoever said, I'm so in love with you, and I only known you for 15 seconds. Let's get married. Lies.
Okay, let's go back to what Tanya stated. You don't believe that it was at all possible because Jada.
Hold on, you got Kiana, you got my mother with you.
Listen.
And
you got Sean with it.
Listen.
Sean's in the house.
They all just joined. Don't be mad.
All right, that's
Fair.
So if you're just joining us tonight, we're talking about Jada Smith Jada Pinkett Smith. And the title of tonight's show is Jada Pinkett victim, villain, or victim martyr? So we're at the first part of it. I sent you guys, everybody, a timeline of their relationships. Basically gives you like some structure to the conversation, why Jada is who Jada is currently today. Not more so about Will, more so about Jada, because that's who we're concentrating on. So Sean, Josie, and Kiana, I was just asking the rest of the panel before going into something that Tanya stated about Tupac, but I'm gonna give you guys a chance to answer my question I asked the rest of the panel. Do you believe in love at first sight? Sean?
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Sorry. Do I believe in love at first sight? I believe that people believe that there's love at first sight. Me personally, no.
Okay.
Mhm.
Kiana?
Yeah. Do I believe in love at first sight? No, it's lust at first sight. It's not love because
Mhm.
love requires a lot more than just seeing somebody.
Okay. What about you, Josie?
When I see my son, I was in love at the first sight, but if we're talking about, you know, a significant other, now I'm going to be with the panel.
Okay. So Tanya had just stated that.
But can I go back on Josie's thing? You
Yeah.
developed a relationship with him for 9 months. You might
That's
not
what
have
I
seen
almost said.
him,
I didn't want to
but
be the
you
one.
had a relationship with him.
But I
So
didn't,
that's
I want to be the
different.
one. We're talking about just
yeah, I
meeting
did
someone.
not see him, and y'all know how I feel about. I did not see him, but when I
But you
seen,
felt him in
You
your
felt them,
belly.
right?
You felt him.
no,
You
there's
fed
something
him.
about
I
sight.
was communicating. Y'all was getting to know one another.
Damn right. You sung to him. You
But there's
danced
something
with him.
about sight. There's something about sight.
She's
Well, we're
saying if
talking
I
about love
I'm
is
came
not
out
saying
like a
expressive.
that
butt
as
ugly
mothers we don't
Martian,
have
she
that.
would never love me.
You
We're
know,
straight up
I
talking
don't,
about
I don't know.
physical
I don't
love
know,
at
G.
first sight with
If anybody
a
knows
grown up.
me, I'm just saying. If anybody knows me, if the heart on the eyes, it's that's hard to love. But what I said was, if it was to be with my significant other, then absolutely, there's no such thing. Gotta know who you are and what I'm dealing with.
Okay. So Tanya has stated that it was impossible for Jada to be in love with Will at first sight because she
The fact
was
that with
pining,
Pop.
she was pining over Tupac Shakur. So even if he was in love with her, the feeling wasn't mutual. Tanya, you want to elaborate on that?
Well, I seen in an interview with Jada many years ago. Forget who she was talking to. The gist of the story is that she wasn't really feeling. Oh, she was talking to Keenan. She wasn't really feeling Will when they met. The conversation where he called and asked her was she dating anybody, and he said no.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well, now you
said
belong to
no.
me.
Yeah, that happened, but she wasn't really feeling them because she was involved with Pac at the time, I do believe. But when Pac died, he knew how she felt about him, and he sent her a Cartier watch or something, I think it was,
Yeah.
and that won her over.
He brought her love.
Yeah.
He was
Okay,
his
so
friend. He did. That's what you do. Nice things for your friend.
Had
That's
Will
all he
feeling
said.
like that Darnell Jones song. She's still in
Right.
love with someone else.
Right. She
He wish
was.
he
She
never
was
met her.
right.
So let's go back to that, right? So Will was smitten, infatuated, in lust and love in like all of the above, but she wasn't. So in this situation, is Jada the villain in this? Is she wrong because she didn't feel as he did at this time, Sean?
I don't think so. I mean, it was a situation to where maybe she grew to love him. You know,
Mm.
No,
I've been in a situation like that. That's why I can say that. Like you didn't like the person off the rip, but as time went on, you learned to love them and appreciate them a little bit more.
Okay.
she
Tanya?
just wanted she just wanted to have an entanglement with Will and end up getting pregnant. And then the mother said, marry him.
Yep, hit him again.
All right, so let's you know,
And he was married at the time. So
let's answer the first question. So again, Tanya, do you think that in this situation that is Jada the villain if she didn't feel the same way that Will felt about her?
No, because I think that Will was married at the time, and so Will kind of caught her at a vulnerable point where she was grieving over the loss of Pop.
Well,
and so he put it on thick after that.
Well, let's
Right.
be clear about this. If we're gonna stay true to the timeline, when Will first started dating Jada, Hawk was still alive. He wasn't deceased.
Exactly. He was
Allegedly.
infatuated. He was infatuated with her. That doesn't mean that they was
She didn't start dating him
He
till
was
she lost Tupac.
infatuated with it.
That's it. Thank you, Rob.
Actually, that is not true because
That is true. She says it. She said she tells you she didn't give Will the time of the day. He found out Tupac was dead, and he asked her even more to be with him. She was vulnerable. He took advantage of her state
He
that
said
she
she
was
had
in.
a dream, and Tupac told her to be with Will.
I'm gonna say this
See?
to you.
Look at all of this.
If you listen to what I just said, she did not. Tupac was not dead when she started dating Will. That's what I just said. And I also said she started dating Will in 1995. That's what I was about to give you guys that date, that time.
He was, I think at that time when him and her really started.
Hold on, let me do some.
He was working on a movie. One of them was working on a movie, and he sent her their portrait of himself with flowers, and she's like, yeah, that hooked her. So Will poured it on, like everyone said, he poured it on to get her attention, and when he did that grabbed her attention.
So I go back to what I was asking the rest of the panel. I didn't give everybody a chance to answer. Josie, do you think that Jada is the villain because she did not feel the same way Will did initially?
If she went, well, listen, if they were just getting to know each other, I can't, say she was wrong. I mean, if I'm just getting to know you as a person, then why am I wrong, or how is that wrong if I'm not really into you yet? I like you. I might be interested in you, but I'm exploring what's going on right now. So I mean, she's speaking on it now, right? So she's letting her true feelings be known that she wasn't into Will. So my question would be, what made you become into him that led you
got knocked up?
Yeah, I mean, but still something led to that in order for, you know what I mean? I would hope that women just don't go and lay down with this individual who is well known, unless that's what you did it for, So again, I want to stay focused on your question, David. Your question, I'm going to say, I hope that she would not get involved with somebody on that level unless she has some type of hidden intentions. I don't know.
Okay.
But I would think that they're just getting to know each other. So I'm not wronging her.
All right, so Greg asked you the same question. Can you
Yep, I'm gonna
label?
stick right there. I'm glad you called me because I was gonna say, Dukes, that's exactly why she did it. I wasn't gonna villainize her for being a person that wants to get a role in a starring show, a show that's played on MTV all the time. You get what I'm saying? So you can't villainize her for trying to get her spot solidified.
So are you saying? So I want to be clear about this. So you trying to say that
she wasn't wrong at that time. She was trying to solidify her position on the show.
On what show?
On
The Fresh Prince. That's what she was doing. You're asking if at that time was she the villain?
Well, you guys
can't
just said
villainize
that.
her for
from using somebody to move forward with her career, huh?
So I just want to be clear about this. Now, all right, you earlier you guys said it was impossible for her to be dating him at this time because she was still dealing with Tupac. So now you're saying
I'm gonna correct it.
So
she
now
wasn't
you're saying
over.
that she may have entertained Will's infatuation with her because she wanted to get the role on his TV
That's
show.
exactly what I said.
But remember, they said she was already turned down for the role in 1994. He didn't start really pursuing her until 1995. So that's what I'm saying. Let's be clear about what this is stating, because it could be some truth to what you guys are saying.
Well, can I make a correction?
Go ahead.
He was pursuing her in 1994 because Will was saying that him and his wife was separated. He didn't officially get divorced from her until December 10th, 1995.
Exactly.
So there was some entanglements up until their privately, until they got divorced.
And that proves my point. She was trying to get that role at first.
According to Jada, they never started doing anything until after he was divorced. Yeah, that's what Jada said in
Are you gonna listen to anything she said?
No,
So what was her
I'm
first?
saying
What was her
according.
first? Go ahead.
Go ahead, Josie.
I was gonna ask, what was her first role? Was it Jason's Lyrics?
No, her first role, her debut to the world
In Living
was
Color?
Different World.
Different World, yeah, one of them. I knew it was one of those shows.
But Sharice was on there too.
That's who she was on there with.
This is why. That's how Will. That's when Will. All right, I'll let y'all tell the story. But let me go to the next person. Patsy, do you think that Jada is the villain in this situation, in this scenario, whereas Will was in love with her at first sight, and she is now stating that she didn't see him the same way, she didn't feel the same way about him, she wasn't feeling him at all.
No, I don't think she was a villain to it. She might have, and she probably did have a little bit of feeling, but I can't say that she's a villain, neither here or there, because Will had a part to take in that too, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So you really can't say which one is the villain because we don't know 100% of over the whole situation. You know, we just hearing from third parties.
Got it.
About the whole situation.
And we the 4th, the 5th, the 6th, the 7th, the 8th,
exactly.
and so on. King, same question. Can you label Jada a villain in this scenario?
Duchess? Was that me?
Yeah.
Oh. I mean, no, I think she probably respected his marriage and did not pay him any attention until it was over.
Okay, so you did. So, did I get everybody?
I don't think Jada was a villain in this. I think that Will just was over the top trying to force his stuff on her. so she won't be with someone else before he got her. After she left Mr. Tupac, I think he wanted the first dibs on her after Tupac.
All right. So let me
Can
ask you
I
guys.
ask? Can I ask a question? Do we really know that Tupac and her had a relationship? Because he was living with a whole woman. So I don't
Thank
Right.
understand.
you.
We got
Yeah, but
Thank you.
now we
It's
all know
Allegedly.
Tupac tell you who the
it's
women he slept with.
all
If
right.
he
So
slept with
it's
and
Jada,
he
he
had no
gonna
problem
tell
Allegedly.
with
you.
telling his business
Allegedly.
either. So I'm
Exactly.
confused.
So what
I
He
don't
Jada
understand
always
says,
that.
said
what
he
she really
always said
said,
that
this
she
is why I
was a
don't think they
good.
really had a
He
relationship.
always said Jada was his best friend. That's what he
That's what I'm
said.
about to tell you what Jada said. She said Tupac asked to marry her, but she never took it serious. She said because all Tupac really wanted from her was a rider, someone to be a friend, a rider from thick to thin. She said she was already that, so he didn't have to ask her to marry to lock her friendship down.
yeah, I
That
think.
woman is a liar.
All right. So okay. So in that scenario, I'm gonna go back to you, Sean. Do you think she could be a victim or a victim martyr in that scenario?
Neither.
I think
What is she a victim of?
right.
Okay. Timmy, you think?
I think for me, I think it's just to sell books. You try to put out a story now telling your life story when actions have been shown in public, right? So now you figure this is the best time to come out with my biography and tell the world my story,
Mhm.
right? And you figure you're gonna capitalize off of it, but people ain't feeling it because they know you just probably trying to write this book to gain some more, revenue and get sympathy from people once they read the book and oh poor Jada, oh no wonder she's that way. So that's what I believe it is.
All right. So you don't figure that she's a victim. You don't feel like she could be made a villain. So do you feel like she's a victim martyr, somebody that likes to be a symbol for sacrifice?
Who the victim is Will. He's the
Okay.
damn victim.
Stay right there. Tanya, do you think she can, in that scenario, be labeled a victim or victim martyr? Because you said she wasn't a villain.
Was she a victim?
Yeah, because you have some people that claim that she wasn't feeling him, so he's basically trying to force himself on her. So, saying, is she a victim because he was stalking her? As some might tell it.
No, I don't think she was a victim.
Okay.
I don't think she was a victim because she may not have been feeling them, but she surely was accepting the gifts.
Okay.
Right.
Gold star. Kiana, do you think that she can be labeled a victim or a victim martyr in that first scenario?
From him pursuing her, I don't think either. I just think that she was there. If anybody is
it was Cherie.
Ah.
Well, I don't know. I'm gonna shut my mouth. I don't know. She's the one who divorced him because she wasn't happy. Maybe because he was. Maybe. Why would it? You can, if you really wanted to, you could look up public records and see who filed for who. But anyways,
well,
she probably wasn't happy because he was looking elsewhere. So he wasn't paying attention to home. He wasn't watering his own grass. So when your grass is dead and dying, you will not be happy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it is
getting dried up.
Well, those were dead weeds around here if he was pursuing other people. And I'm pretty sure, well, maybe because his stardom was rising, his ego was rising. He wanted more attention and whatever. So he probably turned into a whole different person than the one she married. But do I think that Jada was a victim or martyr?
Well, hold on, y'all. Y'all got to understand.
Wait a minute, Timmy. Let Kiana finish answering the question.
I think maybe she could. I don't really think that she was a victim. But I mean, if you said it that way, that he pursued her and that he was going all out, then she was a sitting duck of prey.
Okay. Now wait, Timmy, hold on, because I want to be fair and give everybody else a chance to answer before you present another question. Josie, do you think in the first scenario she could be labeled a victim model or a victim?
Neither.
Okay.
I really just don't, no, I just don't see anything that is like, I feel like this is like a poor me situation, crying for some type of attention. So I really don't.
Because her husband ain't giving her no attention.
And regardless to her husband not giving her no attention, what is she doing? I don't know what she done did to her face. The most that I've seen for Jada is this, the sickness that she's advertising but not advertising.
All right, so listen, let me be clear about you guys. So I'm gonna try to keep y'all, just as structured as possible because I want to go through this time frame. So people that do not get a chance to answer certain questions, don't think ill of me. It's because I'm setting you up to answer the next question. Tanya, go to the next one on the time frame.
Okay, December 10th, 1995, Smith officially divorces his first wife, Cherie Zampino, the mother of his oldest son, Trey. He calls the divorce the worst thing in his adult life on the episode of the Red Table Talk.
All right, so there you go, guys. They was officially divorced on that date, and so like I said, he really started pursuing her in 95, according to what Jada and what he said on that date. And since we already covered that, let's go to the next one.
Okay, 2 years later, December 31st, 1997, Will and Jada get married in her hometown of Baltimore on New Year's Eve. In a 2019 People cover story, Jada recalls infuriating pressure to marry Will after getting pregnant with son Jada.
Stop right there, because this is where it's about to start getting juicy. Everybody put your seatbelt on. Here we go. Now, go back to what you just said about what Jada stated to. Go ahead, read that again.
Okay, so she recalls to people in a cover story that she recalls infuriating pressure to marry Will after getting pregnant with son Jaden. I never wanted to get married, but my mother was like, my mother was like, you have to marry, you have to get married. She's so old school, and Will wanted a family. So I said, all right, maybe it's something I should do.
Now, stop right there. Here we go. Now, as promised, I'm gonna go to the people I didn't go to. So there you go, Robbie. You get first dibs at that question. Jada said she did not want to get married. She was pressured in by her mother, her elder, the voice of reasoning, and she did that solely to placate everyone else but herself. So in that scenario, according to what was just read, what was stated in those notes, is Jada in that situation a victim, a villain, or a victim martyr? Which is she?
For me, through this whole evening, there's a concept and there's a term, and I'm going to say it just like this. Jada represents self-victimization.
Which is a victim martyr. So you're saying in this situation that
she represents self-victimization.
So in this situation,
where she would make herself pose as a victim to get the thing she wants, i.e. attention, take the focus off of the negative and make it look like she's all positive, further her career, a lot of stuff.
So she don't get blackballed.
All right, so it's clear that you feel like that in this situation, she's claiming to be a victim martyr. She's basically throwing herself on the sword so everybody else can be happy around her. Let's go to Gregory. Let me go to you next, because I don't feel like you got really a chance to.
I think she's a little bit of all. I was gonna add in with Uncle Rob because I think he's correct, but she's a little bit of all of it. And if she plays the victim card, it's her fault. Like he said, she's self-victimized.
Mm-hmm. All right. So you think she's playing the victim in this situation? All right. Let's go to Josie next. Make my way around.
I think the same thing with Robert and Gregory.
So okay, you feel like she is playing the victim martyr in this situation. Again, she is the one that's making the great sacrifice. Sean, how you feel about that scenario? What is Jada in that situation? Is she a victim, villain, or victim martyr?
She's a villain to herself.
So you know what that means, right?
Reason being?
Because she went against something that she didn't believe in, and she was an adult. Now she insisted on pleasing her mother and everybody else around her, and now she's dealing with the consequences of it.
She's a manipulator.
Okay, Timmy.
Yeah, I agree. She had the choice to make it, but she chose to do what all mothers want to see their daughters get married. You know, so that's what she did. So in doing so, she gave up her happiness to marry someone that she didn't really want to marry, and now that's why the entanglement mess happened, because she wasn't really happy with him.
Okay.
So now
let's stay in the time frame. Let's stay in the time frame. Let's stay in the time frame. Tanya.
Yeah. I think that she was how can I put this? I think on the aspect of marriage, that I think she was a little bit of all three. And I'll say she was a villain because I don't know how to separate the three. So I'm just going to say this. She didn't want to get married because she witnessed the marriage of her mother that didn't work out. You know, she saw what her mother went through with her marriages. I think her mother was married more than once. I'm not for sure. So she had a negative opinion of marriage. So she didn't want to get married because of that. But because her mother was so old school and was forced, you know, basically telling her she had to get married after she got pregnant, she went on and did something that she really didn't want to do. And now she's the martyr because she's basically sacrificing her own freedom.
Happiness. Her happiness too, because she ain't happy.
Timmy, I don't know if we would call it happiness, because throughout this whole time frame, she claims not to be happy.
Be happy.
So I don't think she knows what happiness is as it relates to her.
Yeah. They both.
Well, she was more happy with Augustine.
Let's stay into the time frame. We'll get there. Go ahead, Patsy.
Yeah, I think she kind of like a little bit of the villain and martyr. I think she villainized her own self, but I think she kind of sabotaged her own self because of it. Because I don't think if she didn't lay down with Will, she wouldn't have got pregnant. So it's like some of the stuff that consequences they came about doing that by getting pregnant, and then people pressuring her. She could have stood her ground and said, "No, I'm not doing that. Just because I lay down with somebody don't always mean that I gotta marry them, you know?"
Yes.
So yeah.
Key, it's on you.
I think maybe she was a martyr, but again, you have to think of. I'm pretty sure her mother wasn't the only one pressuring her. It probably was him.
Yeah,
It probably
because
was also saying, "Okay, I'm the good guy. I look like a good guy. This is not going to look good for my image, our
Image.
image." So there, and also you have to take into that she was pregnant, so she was emotional on all sides. So that doesn't really give you a great standing point to make great decisions. It can be skewed. So I feel like she went against herself, probably, and millions of people go against their own
better
real
judgment.
true feelings and do what they think is best for the family, the child, an image, whatever the case may be. So I'm not gonna say that she was a villain.
There's some truth to that when you think about she was getting pressure from his side too, because he had this idea in his head that he wanted to show that he can have a family and keep a family and be a better man than his father, because his father was abusive.
Right, right.
Both of
But
them.
Tanya, can I say this real quick before you move on, Dave? How could you guys say that he was trying to say, "Hey, look at, I'm the better guy. I got the same face by marrying you because you're pregnant." He got married before and he got divorced. You understand? How does that look in our eyes? It don't look good either.
No,
but it doesn't look good as him being a baby's daddy when Hollywood is so squeaky, so-called clean, the good guy. He's a good rapper. He's the whatever. He had an image of the good black dude. He's acceptable. So this doesn't look good for his image. So again, I'm almost, I can go almost, I would bet all the money in the world that her mother was not the only person who was vocal in the best decision for them to get married while because she was pregnant.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and agree with all y'all where that's concerned, because I feel like at this point Jada was buying in, signing up to become a part of the Smith brand. And now an extension of the Smith brand is now the new wife, which is Jada Pinkett Smith. So she was signing on to become a part of the fast rising Smith brand. Because at this point, like y'all said before, Will's star was ascending. It was rising quickly at this point. So it was like, now is the time to climb aboard, because this is a runaway train and we don't know when it might stop again this way, so to speak. Tanya, let's go to the next year time frame.
Okay, July 8th, 1998, Will and Jada's first child together, Jaden Smith, is born. An unprecedented amount of vibes are unleashed into the world.
So again, it sounds like, according to this, she was happy. Good vibes. Read that last part again.
An unprecedented amount of vibes are unleashed into the world.
Oh, so
according to who?
They didn't say.
But it doesn't say if it's good vibes or bad vibes.
Yes.
That's why I said read that part again. Thank you.
It's all over the place.
So again, there's a plethora of emotions going on.
Yeah, because he rising and then she starts to rise.
Yeah. So let's touch that. So in that situation, there we go. We done got past the whole divorce, the pursuit of happiness, so to speak. I got you. I found you. I'm gonna be happy. Together, we're gonna be happy. We're gonna be a family. Here comes the first addition to our family, child-wise. Let's go ahead, present it to the world. I know you was not certain about this whole married thing, but we here now. Let's put our best foot forward. I don't know. Do you think at this time, you know, because this is her words. She's saying that it was all these vibes and stuff like this. So do you think she would have been perceived as a villain or a victim, a victim, villain, or a victim martyr if she would have said to them at this time, before this goes any further, I think we need to pull the brakes. Let's pump the brakes. Let's stop right here before we go any forward. I got some things I need to speak on, some concerns about the direction in which we're going. Josie? Okay. Gregory?
Say the question again.
You guys pay attention. We don't have a lot of time. So at this time, as Tanya stated, Jada had a whole bunch of different emotions that she was dealing with at this time. I said, do you feel or believe that she would have been perceived as a victim or a villain or a victim martyr if she would have said to her circle, let's pump the brakes for a moment. Let's reflect. I got a few concerns that I need to address before we go any
She
further.
would have been the victim
With
because her mother was pressuring her to get married.
So you feel like she would have say that again?
Her mother
I
was
said she would have
pressuring.
been a victim. She would have been a victim because her own mother was pressuring her to get married.
But what past the marriage part, this is the first kid and stuff like that. What I was saying to you is, if she would have said to her circle, all these influences, these people that was making adding to decisions, contributing to decisions about her life with Will and the brand, which is now known as Smith. If she would have said to them, hold on, let's pump the brakes. I have some concerns that I need to address before we move forward. Had she said that to them at that time, when she was feeling those emotions, do you think she would have been perceived as a victim, villain, or victim martyr?
Can I ask a question? Is this after she had the baby?
This is after she had the first baby.
And she's married?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course she has all these concerns. I mean, she's a new mother. She's like, I don't really understand what the question is because it doesn't really make sense to me.
I think I kind of know what he's trying to say.
So okay, say it so you can clarify for me.
So because of what I read, and I said that after the birth of the firstborn child together, Jaden is born, and then an unprecedented amount of vibes are unleashed into the world. So the vibes that are unleashed, you got Cherie with her vibes saying that this man that divorced me, we wasn't happy, but he got a whole nother family over here, and they living, they're progressing, they look happy, they're making their own nuclear family. So basically, he was saying if Jada stopped and said that I need to take
okay, now that you said that, Tanya, he is the villain. He is the big bad wolf.
No.
He didn't want to be with this man.
We're not talking about Will.
And we're getting all this negativity. Why do you think?
We're talking about Jada's emotions. How would she have been perceived by the people around her if she has said at that point, because those are her words, she's not happy. She's still saying she's not happy. She's not certain. So if she would have said,
it's a great time to say you're not happy after you had the baby and got married.
But that's what I'm asking you. Do you think she would have been the villain or the victim or victim martyr if she would have stated
still the villain in my eyes,
including Will? I have some concerns before we continue to move forward.
She's the villain.
How Gianna, you want to try
Man,
it?
that's my opinion.
I mean, I think she would
That
have
is
been
my
perceived
opinion.
as. Go ahead, Gregory.
He just said that's his opinion.
No, I was
Go
done.
ahead.
That's just my opinion because he was gonna say how.
I feel like she would have been perceived as the villain, but how do we know she wasn't asking these questions all along? After you have a baby, you have a bunch of questions and doubts. She's a new mother. She's a new wife. She's never been any one of those two. So she has all types of questions. So again, we don't know if she said, "Hey, I don't feel right." It could have been postpartum depression. It could have been the letdown of, oh, this marriage is going to, we've been all, especially women, we've been fed this fairy tale that Prince Charming is going to sweep us off our feet and our life is going to always be happy and shiny. But that's not reality. That's a lie. That story ends at the wedding, but that story does not complete after what really goes on after a wedding.
Can I say that I think that she would have been perceived as a villain to some, maybe even including Will, because she's an actress. She started off going after an acting career. Now that things are starting to happen for her, and she's a mother, she's dealing with those emotions. So she's taking a pause, saying, "Look, I need to take a moment here because now I got a blended family. I got a new baby, and my acting career is taking off." Will wanted her to be like the wife, take care of the family type of thing. She wanted to pursue her career. So I think she would have been looked as a villain and a martyr because she did take a pause because she wanted to get the family together. We having a blended family here. We got to get the nucleus intact before we can go anywhere else.
All right. Let me get a guy's perspective too. Robbie, you want to weigh in on this?
See, there's a time period that I'm very confused about because it's 9 months of pregnancy, and then I don't know how long they was married, why she was pregnant. Was they married 3 months, 5 months, 7 months, 2 months?
She was 3 months pregnant when she walked down the aisle.
That was
okay.
97.
So I'm gonna put this all together. From the day he was trying to get with her and she's resisted, and then when she gave in and she got pregnant, to the 3 months that she was pregnant, she walked down the aisle. This lady had time to think what her life could and might and won't be. She knew Will's lingo. She knew how he moved, what he wasn't going to give or say. So she was already concentrating on how she was going to manipulate this situation, like reverse psychology to make it work for her. So if she came with all of this, I have mixed feelings. I don't know if I'm happy or if I'm sad right now. Do I want to be married still? All that postpartum talk and all this. I believe in the post, but at the same time believing she was contemplating how she can make it work for her.
Okay, so you perceive her. You gonna say she's a villain in that scenario?
I'm gonna say that she was moving the same way. What I told you, all Jada is that concept, self-victimization is gonna fit with every daggone thing because she's using these things to make it work for her. You'll see.
All right, I hear you. We're gonna come back to that. Now I'm gonna keep coming back to you, even though you said that's gonna be how you feel.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Patsy.
She's playing across the board. Like she's the martyr. She's also manipulating.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's just like, because at the time she was in her 20s and stuff, and I find that like when you're from a teenager to your early to mid 20s until almost 30, that's your young and dumb age. So you make a lot of dumb decisions and you listen to other people outside in your circle instead of listening to yourself and your gut. So she played herself as a victim, and inwardly and outwardly, she also played the victim, and did the blame game kind of, like if Will didn't pressure me for this, and then that happened because I gave in on that and I got pregnant, and now my mom's giving me stuff, so it's like, yeah, instead of being strong as a strong young woman, she gave in to some stuff and made a dumb decision.
Okay, well said.
That's my take.
Sean, how you feel about that?
Yeah, I kind of agree with somewhat what Passy has said. I believe that she would have been perceived as a villain, and I'm gonna give my answer based on the fact of not knowing who she is today or what I think she is today, and just look at the age and the time frame of your question. And like Patsy said, she was young. Her life was starting to move fast in a direction that she didn't want but agreed to go.
Okay.
And so she's living out this life to satisfy everybody else, but realizing that she really isn't happy in that, or realizing that, okay, what do I do now? Because now she's making moves based off of everyone else's feelings.
Okay.
And now she got one baby, and here we go, October 31st, 2000, on All Hallows Eve, and the first year of the new millennium, Willow Smith is born. She be the one to teach us to whip our hair to and fro.
All right. Now you see, here we go. Would we say 2 years later?
No.
So
that was 3 years later, 2000.
Later. So we're in what year right now?
2000.
2000. All right, Timmy, you get the first dibs at that one. In that situation, here comes the second baby. In a sense, it's the third addition to the Smith family, because first comes love, then comes marriage, then comes Jaden in the baby carriage, and then comes Willow in another baby carriage. So yeah, that's Will got his family. Everybody else around her. It's 2000. Will is a megastar at this point, and Jada's star is rising right alongside him. So again, Tanya, one more time. Does she appear to be happy in that excerpt? Was she?
I mean, I would say if I got my baby girl, I would be happy.
Okay, she got her son. She got her husband. She's not certain about does she want to be in the marriage, but now she got 2 babies and they both healthy. In this situation, based upon what she said, I don't even think in that situation, can she claim to be a victim in that situation, Timmy? At this point, stage?
And I believe I read when she had Willow that her pregnancy was difficult for her.
Oh.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think that's when the alopecia came into play too.
Okay, so some trigger factors. All right, so do you think?
I wonder if, can I just say this? I wonder if all of that is stress related.
Maybe, because most things
probably,
most things that affect the body are stress related.
So she been living, let's say, what, 5 years stress related. You got the stress of the marriage that you really didn't want to be in. Now you got these 2 kids and a stepkid, And then you
Yep.
got your career taken off and you working.
Working. Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of
All of
stress.
all of which she brought on herself. I mean, I hear the whole explanation of her mom pressuring her to go forward with this baby. You said she was 3 months. She, there was a point in time when she learned she was pregnant, unless she learned she was pregnant at 3 months. You know what I mean? I still
She
think,
hold on, Josie. Let me give
go
you a
ahead.
little backstory. What's the name? He proposed to her. She said she would. Next thing you know, I got something for you too. I'm pregnant. So at that
So
point, she
she
got a proposal and he got a pregnancy confirmation.
So she already knew she was pregnant. She had choices to make, right?
Mm-hmm.
Throughout all of this whole conversation, I'm hearing choices. And the
Mm-hmm.
choices she made was to please,
Mm-hmm.
in her words today, was to please everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Today, she's taking the time to please herself and speak out on what she should have, could have, would have done differently. She had those choices back then. And when you guys say
did.
we're young, right? We're
Mm-hmm.
young, dumb, full of cum, whatever the saying was, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Then, and her being so young, I would think in my younger days, I'm not really that into you. So I'm not going to do this. I don't care what my mother's saying right now. Mommy, you're going to hate me today, but you're going to love me anyway because I'm your daughter. You understand what I'm saying? So there's choices to be made at the beginning. So now
Mm-hmm.
we're sitting here and we're talking about, oh, I did this to please this person. I did that to please that person. And no, I really truly feel like you did all of this to please yourself. And things didn't turn out the way you thought they were. Or did they? Because I don't know Jada like that.
And that's why I said she's the villain, Dukes.
Okay, so stay right there, Jake, because Josie just basically put things in perspective. So, all right, based upon that last question and the question before that, so Josie, in that situation, do you think she can claim to be the victim, villain, or victim martyr in that situation up to now, based upon the time frame?
I think that she wants to claim to be the victim,
Mm-hmm.
but somewhere hidden in there, she's really the villain.
Okay. Gregory, go ahead. Same way.
I think I was the first person that answered this question. I said she was the villain.
Okay.
Yeah.
You gonna stick-
She's representing a fraction of all of it throughout her life. At one point and another, she's representing a piece of it all.
Okay, Sean, based upon what you know now and that time frame, do you think she's now can be viewed as a victim, villain, or victim martyr?
She's the villain. And the reason why I say that is because after all the years of dealing what she had to deal with, she strategically does the things that she does now.
Ooh. And we'll talk about in reference to the time frame. We're in 2000, right? You're talking about everything that was before that, and now we're currently up to 2000, and she's still in this relationship that she is supposedly unhappy in. Am I correct?
Okay, I apologize. All right. I came in and I heard you say that we know now. All right. So we're talking the time frame from the beginning to 2000 up until
Yes.
2000.
Yes.
Yeah, the birth of the second child.
Second baby.
I
And you
think
got to
that
keep in mind, she had this baby almost 2 years after the first one. He's 25 now, and she's 23.
Yeah. Go
I
ahead, Sean.
still think that she is um a victim to the situation because again, she's trying to live out what she agreed to.
Mm.
Trying to live out what she agreed to. So
Mm-hmm.
now that she's in this, she's trying to see it through however everything is playing out as it comes up.
All right. So at this point in the time frame, you still feel like she can claim to be the victim.
Well, remember I always said she was a victim to herself.
Okay, got it. Kiana.
Yeah.
So basically, that
I still believe that she, I guess, would be the victim because she made an agreement. She's like, okay, it's not how I thought it would be. It's not great, but I'm going to continue to move forward and have faith that it will turn around.
All right, Robbie.
Yeah, that was very tasty.
I'm gonna give you first dibs at the next question. There's a reason why I'm not asking you because I already know how you feel about at this point. Tanya, next round.
Okay, the next one, August 23rd, 2011. A decade passes. A relative marital bliss between Will and Jada. However, on this day in 2011, the couple releases a joint statement to combat rumors that Jada was dating her Hawthorne co-star, Latin music superstar, and J-Lo's husband at the time, Mark Anthony. Although we are reluctant to respond to these types of press reports, the rumors circulating about our relationship are completely false, and we are still together, and our marriage is intact, the couple said in a statement to People.
Okay, here we go. We fast forward to 2011. We are having some talk of infidelity. And the first case of infidelity that shows up during this marriage is coming from, you guessed it, Miss Jada Pinkett Smith.
But that was what they lied about. The reason why that statement came out is because Will was believed to be having the affair, and they try to do what do you call it, control, to save each other, damage control. So you got to pay attention to what's going on. Will was the one. Jada rolled with her husband to clean up the stuff, so his career will be saved once again. And at the same time, she can look like she's the victim, but she's manipulating. This lady's manipulating
but that's
everything.
Where is this where Will was it came out that he was having
I did the search earlier, and it said
he was having an affair with Tisha Campbell's husband.
Hold on. Robbie,
go back to affair with Dwayne Martin.
Listen, I want to go back to Robbie. Robbie, so go back to what you said. In that situation, based upon what Tanya read, and what you know via your research, due to your research, do you feel, again, we're talking about Jada, not what Will did, we're talking about Jada. Do you feel that in this situation, current, based upon what she just read, is Jada the victim, villain, or victim martyr in this situation, in this scenario?
I'm gonna keep it the same because let me explain why. When this is all said and done, Jada got receipts. She knows what's really been going on. She's gonna tell you all she did every day to get along to protect a certain face, the Smith brand. Once she divorced this dude, it ain't gonna be no more worrying about protecting his brand no more. She's gonna be out for self, blood, everything.
But this is what I want you to do. I want you to stay.
You can say she's a victim, but at the same time, she could have been really messing around with Mark Anthony too.
Okay, but
because they're known to be swingers.
All right, but we not there yet. Go ahead, Timmy. You was chiming in. So based upon what you just heard, this time frame, where we're at in their relationship, based upon what you just heard, do you feel like Jada is the victim, villain, or victim martyr in that scenario? That where we're at.
They both were idiots. Both of them. They both are trying to play the public, get public opinion because of the magazines and all these shows are covering things about them. And there's so they have to have some type of what they call that public relation control.
Mhm.
So they go out there and somebody that represent her or him make a statement, say Jada said this, Will said this. Neither one of them probably had anything to do with the what was written on there, but they're saying that they're saying it.
Okay. So do you feel like where we are in the story, do you feel like that Jada is the victim, villain, or victim martyr in that situation?
She's an evil villain.
All right. Sean, how you feel?
I'm sorry, hit me that question one more time, please.
So based upon what Tanya just read, we're at this portion in the story, this point in the story. There was talk of infidelity, and it was basically stemming from Jada saying that Jada was cheating with her co-star Marquette.
Right.
So how do you feel about that in this situation? Is she the victim, villain, or victim martyr? And if you have some inside information like Robert, then please enlighten us.
I don't have any inside information like Robert, but I have an opinion to where, um, you know what, because I said I wasn't going to answer it based off of what I know of her now. I'm trying to stay within the time frame. So
Yes.
back then, we didn't know anything about, all these people being swingers and this, and that, and the other. So what I'll stick to her now being a victim, still being the victim of a rumor that was not confirmed true or false.
Okay, that's fair. Josie?
I feel as if, again, it's 2011.
Mm-hmm.
She's still in the same position, trying to figure it out. Come on. I'm gonna go with villain.
Okay. Gregory?
I'm gonna go with what I seen in the tabloids around that time, and they was always together. So if there was a rumor going around that they was swinging, and they was always together at a baseball game too, just to mention that. J-Lo married A-Rod after that, so keep that in mind. It's a big club, and they're all sleeping together.
All right.
And I want to add, David, for time, if it was that big of a deal, and again, I know we're not talking about Will, she was supposed to be the person stepping out, right?
Yeah. At this
Why
point,
didn't he, why you allegedly he should why didn't he leave? Why didn't he put out a book?
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Duchess, did I give you a chance?
No.
No. At the time, they didn't feel that they needed to divulge to the public their business, but people and since then have been cave mining for all of their business. So they're just like, okay, we're tired of saying no, no, yes, no, yes, no. So they're like, here, I'm gonna give it to you. Do what you want to do with it. At that time, there were rumors that they were swingers.
Thank you. And I speak of that.
Yeah, I feel like there was rumors that they were swingers way back since 90 something.
You better understand it. So I'm speaking what I know. Other people
And they
might not
always
be
sleeping with each
up
other.
to
Jada
date on
sleeping with
this.
J-Lo, and Mark and Thing sleeping together too.
Let's be clear about this. This is alleged because we wasn't there.
Maria's on here too, Dave. She's on here.
So I guess I would have to say, do I think that she's a martyr? I don't feel like she's I don't feel like she's a villain. I don't feel like she's a victim per se. And I guess if she was the one to have to fall on the sword to keep their business, so-called their business, I guess she would be the victim martyr on that point.
Okay.
Because again, they was not trying to tell everybody their business.
Understand it. Save face.
So let's bring Maria up to speed. So if you just now joined us tonight, we are talking about basically, is Jada Pinkett a victim villain or a victim martyr as it pertains to her relationship? And we are using a time frame to keep structure in this conversation, this discussion. And we are currently at 2011, and now there are rumors about infidelity, and it is stemming from Jada's encounters, her interaction with Latin heartthrob Mark Anthony. So again, in bringing you straight to the point, do you think in that situation, based upon what I just told you, not what you know about her currently, but back then, do you think she was a victim in this situation, that scenario, or a villain or a victim martyr? Maria.
I can't answer because I missed half the podcast, so I'm just gonna listen in.
All right, so I brought you up to speed. Basically, where we are right now is Jada is being accused in 2011 of infidelity, and it's with Mark Anthony. Now, based upon what you knew of her back then in 2011, do you believe she is a victim in that scenario, or a villain or victim martyr?
Well, we spoke of this, so I told you that she was a victim.
Okay, so I believe she said she's a victim martyr in that situation. All right, Timmy.
Yeah, right up on my bed.
Well, Dave,
wait a minute, one second. Timmy, mute your phone. Go ahead, Tanya.
There's a second portion to this.
All right, let's hear it.
Okay, let me get to where I'm at. So it says, while the couple's joint statement was strong, a rep for Jada was slightly vaguer, saying all the rumors regarding Mark Anthony and Jada are false, completely untrue. As for the reports of a split between Will and Jada, I'm not commenting on their personal life. No word from Jenny from the block.
Okay, stop right there. Now here we go. That is a prelude to the so-called separation. So we first,
it's called NDA, non-disclosure agreement.
Her public relation person back in 2011. She basically stuck a toe in the water. You know, she started messing around, like twirling the toe around, making some circles, some waves. All right, let's go to the next time frame.
Well, and then let me just say about this, this last part of what I think about her being a villain or a martyr. I'm gonna say, it's difficult to say. I'm gonna say villain, martyr, because I think at that time J-Lo and Mark Anthony divorced because of infidelity.
Mm-hmm.
So
they divorced in 2014.
Okay. I know they had some kind of infidelity stuff going on in there. I don't know what the timeline was.
Or could it be that J-Lo just believed she could have been one of many?
Yes.
We'll just
okay, I like to throw this in there. J-Lo slept with P. Diddy. She was also sleeping with him, and he's a known. They were swinging, man. Don't try to dismiss that.
It's called NDA, Gregory.
You want to stick to Jada. Jada ain't slept with Diddy, not that we know of. So
okay.
Go ahead,
so
Tanya.
Going to the next one, August 14, 2013. Jada takes to Facebook to address rumors that she and Will have an open marriage.
Here
The
we go.
impassioned post. Wait a minute. The impassioned post ends with the following message. Will and I both can do whatever we want because we trust each other to do so. This does not mean we have an open relationship. This means we have a grown one.
All right, here we go. This is what I'm talking about. 2013. Will the real Jada Pinkett Smith please stand up, come forth? We got some things to talk about because we are uncertain. This whole thing is confusing. We don't know to run, stay, sit down, pull up have some popcorn. What's going on with Jada at this point?
Could I say something to you, Jay? Jada is manipulating all of her fans, the viewers, and everything. She chooses to use these words, and it goes right over you people's heads. She told you, we didn't have an open relationship. We had a grown one.
It's wordplay.
She's messing with people's intelligence, and y'all, those who believe that stupid is foolish.
Let's be clear about this. When you say y'all,
no, I said not y'all. Those who believe. I caught it
because it's a play on words.
I don't want no one to take it.
The fact is now that she had 2 kids with him. Her career is booming. She really don't want to be with him, but he don't want to divorce her because that's gonna make him look bad.
She ain't went nowhere neither.
Right, because he don't want her to go nowhere. That's gonna make him look bad.
Okay,
now, so to appease her, all right, Jada, you can mess around, and I'll go over here and take Dwayne Martin on a cruise and see how you like that.
Yes, sir.
All right, so what you're saying is because she presented or they gave the impression, and let's say a play on words, that they have an open relationship, and then she turned back around and say, but that doesn't pertain to their marriage. It's either you do or you don't. So in this situation, this falls on the heels of the allegations of infidelity on her part. And now it comes out that after they told the public that they're strong and there's nothing wrong with it, now it comes out we have an open relationship, and everybody is basically can do what they want to do within the frames of marriage. Again, do you feel like in this situation she is the the victim, villain, or victim, martyr, Sean?
Victim, martyr now.
So now she's being the symbol of sacrifice. Okay. All right. Maria, you still with us?
No, she isn't.
Josie?
No.
All right, Gregory?
Josie's
they're just on mute.
They're on mute.
Patsy, at this point, how you feel about Jada? She the victim, villain, or victim, martyr?
A little bit of everything. She's kind of like victim, martyr. She could villainize the whole situation and try to play it out like she's victim to everything, you know? Okay. But yeah.
Tanya?
She's a villain trying to portray herself to be a martyr.
Ooh. Ooh. There's a play on words for you. Go ahead, Duchess. How you feel about her at this point?
I'm sorry. Where on the timeline are we?
We are in 2013. Now she has made a
Oh,
statement.
she says that slick stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have an adult relationship.
A grown one.
Grown, yeah. They have a grown relationship.
Is she a villain? I mean, I guess she's the one pulling the strings of like what you'll say, or now you'll talk more about me in a certain way. So I don't think that she's a victim martyr. I just think that she knows the game and she knows how to play the puppet.
Right, she played it to her favor.
All right, Tanya, let's go on to the next time frame.
All right, the next time frame is, let me make sure that I'm right. I'm on the right track here.
We left off on 2013.
13, yeah, okay. So then it says that sometime in 2013, rumors surfaced that Will Smith had an affair with Margaret Bobby while filming Focus in 2015.
Margot Robbie.
Margot. It said Margaret.
That's how it's spelled, but it's pronounced Margot.
Oh, okay, Margot. All right. In 2015, neither Robbie nor Smith ever directly addressed the rumors, but the internet seems pretty convinced.
Is that it?
Yep.
Okay, so here we go. Now we went from allegations of infidelity on Jada's part. Now we're talking about Will. And now Will is supposedly stepping out after she said we got a grown relationship. So do you see what your relationship has grown to be? How you feel about this situation now? At this point in the story, the time frame is Jada. Can she be depicted as the victim, villain, or victim martyr? Because let's remember, these are Jada's words. Go ahead, Duchess.
You come to me first, so
yes, I did.
I'm sorry. Ask the question again. I heard the words.
At this point, we now the allegations of infidelity is on Will, and she said we got a grown relationship.
They could do whatever they want to do.
This is what your relationship has matured into, what it's evolved to. This is where you guys grew. This is the growth in your relationship. It's bringing about allegations of infidelity on your part and his. In this situation now, currently, this point, the time frame, can she be depicted as the victim, villain, or victim martyr?
She can be depicted as the victim because it's him with rumors floating around. But again, those were not the first rumors. There were rumors years before that he was with oh my God, I can't think of her name. The Latina woman that he played.
In Bad Boys, was it?
There's been a few rumors before that, but I guess this is the main one. Maybe because it's a white woman, it's big. Sorry, but she could be viewed as the victim here because she is now being affected by this so-called outside relationship to her marriage.
Okay. Robbie?
Sorry, go on. I was on mute, sorry. The question would be what?
Do you think that at this point in the time frame, the Jada can be depicted as a victim, villain, or victim martyr?
In 2015?
Based upon the allegations of infidelity on Will's part. And this comes on the heels of infidelity allegations about her.
from
And the statement,
2000 from
and the statement.
2013 from
Yeah,
2013 to
both of them.
2015.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a whole messy situation there because in between that gap, this is why I'm telling you, their house is not clean. And because she's dealing with a lot and trying to manipulate as it goes along to make herself like the victim and so she could benefit from it. 2013, that was going on. 2014, they had something going on with their daughter having child services called the house for their daughter being in pictures with a 20-year-old. So now your daughter's doing what you and dad's doing, messing around, flinging, dinging, whatever, swinging. You being a victim, this is my answer going to be the same through this whole show.
Alarm.
Ain't that why the son got
My answer going to be
emancipated
the same
by
through this
them?
whole show.
All right. So
She is not going to change because
That's why the
I'm
son got
knowing the
emancipated
situation.
from them. The son moved out at 16, got emancipated from them.
She did that. She allowed him to do that because he couldn't live with what he was seeing in home.
Yeah,
Yep,
because they was
celebrities running in and out their house.
right.
And
Dad
then
sleeping
his
with the
dad
male
kissing him
celebrity,
all the
mom sleeping
time.
with the women.
It
It's
just was
Mom might be
Diggy,
crazy.
Gregory,
sleeping with the
Diggy.
males, but the males is her
all right,
female
guys.
dog.
So just so
And
you
then
let me give you guys
driving the damn kids crazy because they don't know if they're coming or going. They getting homeschooled by this that anthology shit. They getting pulled
Scientology.
into that stuff. They getting pulled into that. They're into that. The
All right,
same shit that Tom Cruise in. They're into that too. They
okay.
got
So
a school.
let me be clear about this, guys. Just for time's sake, we got 15 minutes and we got some more stuff to cover. So let's get
Go to the next one.
Yeah. And whoever didn't get
So
a
jump
chance to
over two
answer,
of them.
whoever didn't get a chance to answer, you'll get to answer first. Go ahead, T.
Okay, June 3rd, 2015, Jada goes on Howard Stern and discusses her relationship with Will. I'm not the kind of woman that believes that a man's not gonna be attracted to another woman, says Jada during the interview. It's just not realistic. And just because your man is attracted to another woman doesn't mean he doesn't love you. And it doesn't mean he's gonna act on it. Got it? Okay, no commentary on that. June 28th through July 5th, 2015, Jada attends the Wireless Festival in London to support Jaden and Willow, who are both performing. There, the 43-year-old actress meets 22-year-old August Alsina for the first time. The entanglement ensues.
Here we go. All right, stop right there. And guys, we ain't got a lot of time, so let's get right to it. Here's where it starts. Mr. August comes in and sets the whole house on fire. She meets him at a festival, music festival that she was attending to watch her children perform. Now he becomes a close member of the family. He's friends with everybody. Everybody's cool with him. What's the next time frame? It's a reason
August 3rd, 2015. Will addresses the rumors that he and Jada are headed toward a divorce in a Facebook post where he refers to Jada as his queen. Jada takes to Twitter and simply says, "My king has spoken. The monarchy remains intact."
Oh, y'all real great.
Okay, let's be clear about that. Now, we already know August comes home. There's questions about they're on outs. Now they take to Twitter, they take to social media, period, and they try to do some damage control. There's no problem. We are good. The kingdom is standing strong. As she said, the monarchy is standing strong. It's no problems. The king and queen is happy. The king has spoken. what's understood doesn't need to be spoken in this situation. Let's go on to the next time frame.
Sometime in 2016, unbeknownst to the tabloids, Will and Jada apparently separate. No one guesses they're broken up. We decided that we were going to separate for a period of time, and you go and figure out what makes you happy, make yourself happy, and I'll figure out how to make myself happy.
That's it?
Yep.
Bang. Timmy, we go to you first. Why do you think that in 2016 they made this basically this statement, and we go back to all the way to the beginning where she was not certain back in 1997 about being happy. Now here we are in 2016 and she is stating, you're gonna go make yourself happy and I'm gonna make myself happy in a sense, and then we find out later they claim that they're gonna bring it all back together and we're gonna take it from there. Timmy, you said something earlier in the conversation. When was Jada happy?
Jada was most happy when she was with Augustine.
Bingo.
And here's the thing, they both are very good at what they're doing. You know, they are playing the public to the T and gaining revenues and things, because long as they being talked about, especially Jada, you know, that's gonna help her get roles. You know, every time she's in the news, whether it be about her and her damn kids or her and Will, her and Augustine, it all it do is open up doors for her to, you know, get more parts, and you know, her and Will work on you know, sitcoms together. They pull strings to get whatchamacallit show. Flex One-on-One got pulled off of the show because of Will and Jada wanted their show all for us.
Mm-hmm. So let me be clear about this. So now at this point in the time frame, they are a power couple. Everybody is paying attention to what Jada and Smith, Jada and Will Smith are doing. They are the so to speak, the epitome of success. That is Black love at its highest level. That is the depiction. That's how they're being depicted. Now,
yep, Dave, you're right, because Papoose mentioned that in his song Black Love. He mentioned Will and Jada.
All right, so they at this point they're bulletproof. They can withstand anything, everything, because they have. Now I say that to y'all to bring everybody up to this point. What happens next, Tanya?
Okay, June 25th, 2017, Jada and August Alsina attend the BET Awards together. They seem cozy. Queen Latifah clearly knows something.
Fire! Fire!
What the fuck Jada doing with this young thing?
So again, let me just ask y'all real briefly, based upon what you just heard, she's stepping out, and she's stepping out with August. I'm gonna go to the women first. Patsy, in that sense, at this point in the time frame, is she victim, villain, or victim martyr?
Yeah. I think she's playing it all across the board.
Okay, that's Kiana, victim, villain, or victim martyr at this point in the time frame.
I mean, I guess according to y'all, she's a villain. She's stepping out.
I want to hear what you believe.
I don't think that any of these labels are what I believe. So, I don't like whoever put that comment of Queen Latifah knows something, because she's smiling at the camera. I feel like people would be taking stuff out of context or whatever, because I tried to read as much of this timeline as I could. But I mean, I guess if you want to say it, she's the villain. She out here.
All right.
saying, what the hell, I'm out. Say what you want to say. Be what you want to do. Do what you want to do with it. So I guess she's the villain in
Okay.
this scenario.
Tanya, victim, villain, or
I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna say she's the villain portraying herself to be a victim.
okay. Robin.
Well, and I'm gonna tell you the concept never changed. She's manipulating the situation to make it look like I wouldn't be out here with another man if my husband can be doing what a man's supposed to be doing in our marriage.
Okay, Sean.
Yeah.
Yep, she's playing villain, trying to be a victim.
Gregory, are you
I
back
think
with us?
I think
She's the
I
big
think
bad wolf.
Timmy?
I think like this. See, because 2016, right? They was all her and they was already entanglement. He was living with them. Will didn't like that, so she moved them into one of their other houses. When Will would go do his little thing, she would go spend time with August in their other house. And then they came out
Sorry, not to
on
cut
the
you off, Tim.
same
That's not how
time.
it was.
Yeah,
Will and her was already separated, so they really wasn't really sleeping in the same room. They had their own rooms, and he probably had a guest house and all that. But August was sleeping in Will's room, and
Now,
Jada
wait.
was
I
having.
was about to say they
We're not,
all
we're
was
And I'm
not,
telling you
sleeping
what happened, and
together.
Jada
hold on,
was
guys. We're
having.
not even there yet. Y'all
All
jumping the
right, well, we're
gun.
gonna get
Hold
yeah,
there.
on, hold on.
but what I'm
Hold the
saying
brakes,
is
Tim. Hold on, Tim.
when
Hold
she
on,
when
Timmy. Hold on. Tanya, read the next time frame, please.
Okay, I think I went down a little bit. Okay, July 21st, 2017, while promoting her upcoming film Girls Trip, Jada goes on Watch What Happens Live and says that the craziest rumor she's ever heard about her and Will is that they're swingers. That's the craziest one, says Jada. It's constant. And I'm like, yo, I wish, careful what you wish for.
Okay, move on, T. What's the next one?
December 21st, 2017, Will posts a long emotional Instagram for his 20th wedding anniversary with Jada. Love is like gardening. I have learned to focus on helping you to bloom into what you want to be, into what you were born to be, rather than demanding that you become what my fragile ego needs you to be.
That's a stain stallion. Stallion.
shit.
That is his
He
gay
trying to
wolf
win her
self.
back now. He trying to win her
He been
back.
tamed. He been tamed.
He
Go
trying to get
on,
her back
go
in.
on, Tanya. Move on to the next.
July 11, 2018, August Alsina takes a seat at the red table next to Jada to discuss his issues with alcohol, sex, and drug addiction. Jada introduces him as a dear family friend. April 10th, 2019, August Alsina drops a music video for his remix to Kalani's Nunya. In the video, his emoji is texting someone named Cohen, or is it Corin?
Corin.
Which is Jada Corin Pinkett Smith's middle name. Also uses a GIF of Jada in the video. Wait a minute. In the video, right after singing the lyrics, you got me feeling like it was an act. You just an actress putting on a show because you don't want the world to know that you lost the man who loved you all along. Baby, couldn't we just let this go? At the time, Alsina denied claims that the video was Jada. But I mean, come on.
So again, the side guy don't know his role. I'm telling everybody, you hurt me, and I want the world to know. What's the next one?
June 30th, 2020, the entanglement begins to unravel while promoting his upcoming album, The Product 3. What is that? State of Emergency. August Alsina sits down with the Breakfast Club, Angela Yee, and claims that he gave years He gave years of his life to Jada in a romantic relationship with Will Smith's blessing. Later that day, reps for Jada calls Alcina's claims absolutely not true. Okay, Jada.
All right, y'all got that? This man goes on the Breakfast Club, tells the world, she broke my heart. It's a state of emergency. Someone call 911. SOS, someone save me. And she said it wasn't so, and her public rep said it wasn't so. But what happens next, Tanya?
What happens next is July 10th, 2020. The now infamous Red Table Talk occurs. Jada confirms relationship with August, but denies that Will ever gave his blessing, claiming the two were separated at the time. Will Smith blaring becomes a meme. The world Googles what the word entanglement means.
Okay.
We ride together, we die together, bad marriage for life, they chanted in the style of Bad Boys.
And high-five each other. Now stop right there. Can I ask you a question? Everybody that drives, been in the car and everything, what does the red light mean?
Stop.
So what is the name of her show?
The Red Table Talk.
So at no point, she never thought about it. We need to stop right here. This does not need to go any further. This is about to get hot. I'm about to basically tell everybody I lied. I said it wasn't nothing going on. And then I came back and said, well, this is what really happened. It wasn't an affair. It wasn't a relationship. It was an entanglement.
Wordplay.
Again, a play on words. So again, at this point, let's go to Patty first. Patty, is Jada Pinkett Smith? Well, wait, stop. Let me give her just due. Jada Corin Pinkett Smith, a victim, villain, or victim martyr? Patsy only. Patsy? All right, we'll go to you next, Tim. Go ahead, Tim.
Timmy or me?
You, Tanya.
I'm gonna say she was a villain. Definitely. Manipulator.
Mm-hmm. She came out, told it all now, Robbie.
Yeah, she crushed the man's heart. You know, I saw that interview. He was like, he was shaking. He was tearing. He was fighting back tears.
Made my man go back to doing
Listen.
Go on, Robbie.
What Jada displayed for the world, Will already known. Will and Jada, they're actor and actress. They put on award-winning performances for the people that want to be believers. So Will acted his ass off at the red carpet table, based on hot topics. So he was acting, she was delivering her role, and they made you believers. He knew about August. He knew about August through his son. He knew about August being helped in his home by his wife. He knew that this lady was sexual being. He knew that they done had that affair, because I ain't gonna use the word she uses. He knew they messed around because he was messing around. At the same time, they was getting it on.
Gregory?
I like to say they all was sleeping together. August was the son's friend, and that's the reason why she went to the concert anyways, because he was already hanging at their house before she went to the concert to see him. That was just a little bit of the secret. They already knew that their mother don't like Will. That's why you had Willow writing letters back in the day that she wants Tupac to come back. So
and
you got that going on. And you know that Will is swinging with men because Tisha Campbell already spilled the beans on that. They never even
Yeah,
talk about that part.
And
right.
Jada was never happy when Will
But
was taking that
little
lady's
along the
husband out
lines, that's
on
why I mentioned
exclusive trips.
P. Diddy
Right.
earlier with the Mark Anthony thing, and they're all swinging. All these men end up being gay. Look at August now. He came out on Love and Hip Hop with a boyfriend.
He been gay
So
from the
it's
start.
all kind of crazy when you
Now
start
think
looking
about
into
Wait,
what was
guys.
going
I
that
want to
on.
type of
keep this
stuff.
in context because we already at 9:15. So, hold on. Go on, Sean. How you feel about that situation?
They control the narrative.
Mm-hmm.
He who controls the narrative tells the story.
That's it.
Duchess, did you get a chance to answer? All right, I think we lost.
What?
How you feel about Jada after she comes out basically says one thing and then comes back and says, okay, I lied, but this is what really happened.
Because technically it's none of y'all's business, so she can say whatever she want to say. So yes, control the narrative.
That's how
All right,
right.
so
She
let's
did it
do
well.
something. Let's do something for
I
time.
wanted to answer.
You see how you know? You see you. Go ahead.
No, I've been here. So, anyways, I wanted to say you take it back. When did her and Tupac meet? They were in acting school, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She's
School
she's
of
an
Arts.
actress. She's an actress. So all of what I've heard, it sounds like she's performing. Now we get to the current of what you're discussing now, and she's not performing anymore. She's trying to be the real her. This is who she is. Her and that guy, Augustine, whatever his name is. I feel like that was the son's friend and or the children's friend, and I don't know, maybe he was coming over, maybe they was meeting up, doing music, whatever they was doing, because she got that rock and roll stuff behind her, and so it isn't her daughter. So I don't know what this kid was around doing with the family. So he's obviously associated with the family. So when she and him decided to do whatever they were doing, he says that Will gave I guess his approval,
Blessings.
Blessing.
his blessing, and then it comes back that he didn't. That's from Jada, right? She says that Will never did give the blessing. Again, it sounds kind of villain to me. And then you go on to be at this table with your husband. Are they still married?
Yeah.
We're gonna get to that. That's why I'm going
With
to
your
finish up there.
husband.
Go ahead.
Okay, so she's at this table with her husband, and they're going in and they're going far and long with their life. And she's saying how they was at a bad part in their life, and he does too. He says, oh yeah, I hated you, or we just didn't like each other. And that's when the entanglement took place. So it's like, did you approve of it, or were y'all separated and this is just what happened? But it happened. And when it happened, she was very proud about it. Like y'all said, she came out in the public with this man, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I want to know, why wouldn't anybody think that she's the villain in this? You know what I mean?
Okay, now I'm gonna fast forward for time's sake. Where are we now? Let's go to the smack heard around the world. We don't need no excerpts. We don't need nobody tell us what happened. We was all there. We all watched it. We talked.
Okay, so I'm gonna go. This is in March. I'm gonna go to this one. March 29, 2022, Alcina shares an Instagram post following Will's Oscar slap. Choose peace, trusting that life's intricate puzzle pieces are all forming together for the greater good and mastering of the seasonally sometimes chaotic nature of your life. Art pieces of your life's art piece. I'm sorry, of your life's art piece that's being formed and painted by birthing life into your internal external chaos, metamorphosizing alchemy Dark turned to light and beauty within. He writes, I'm gonna be honest with you. When I got here, I got all like, what the hell is he saying here?
And let me
In
stop
other
you.
words, he felt it was
Yeah.
beautiful that Will stood up for Jada,
No,
so
no,
it
no.
might bring light to their
No,
relationship.
no. Well, that's the way you perceive. I'm not gonna tell you no, because
I'm a
that's the way you
philosopher.
perceive.
I'm a writer. I know what he was saying.
I feel that he was happy that his good guy persona is no longer out there in the world. People need to see him for who he really is. That's what I take from that.
All right, what you take from that, Sean? Sean, you still with us?
All right. Yep. Sorry about that. What do I take from which part?
What August had to say.
I take that he spoke his truth so that he wasn't looking like a villain in the matter.
So can I say something? So based upon what August wrote, and this is after the whole smack occurred around the world, August was relatively quiet for a while before that. And so then once the world saw what happened in that situation and how Jada was being depicted. See, I'm gonna take it a step further. Y'all was looking at it like he was talking to Will. I think he was talking to Will, but I think he was telling Will about Jada. So what you hold near and dear to you, and you think this is a fine, beautiful piece of art, but what he's trying to tell him, what I believe, she's a very dark entity. And she is the master of everything that is happening in this situation.
No, he said that the
Can you let
darkness
me
was
finish?
turned into light through the chaos that
Can
was
you let
going
me
on.
finish? He's telling him, what you perceive as being one thing, it's not that. It's an illusion. Everybody, including him, meaning August, is all a part of her bigger picture. Like someone said, she is
a piece of the puzzle.
That's right. She is the puppeteer. Everything is fitting in place because that's how she would have it. In the end, like Robert said, this, what all of y'all have all basically signed up for, and everybody been reading for the last decades, this is the world according to Jada. It was always about Jada. All the rest of them, they're just supporting cast. Jada was going to do what she was going to do to who she did it to. That's why August, yes, Gregory, you are a writer, but so am I. I read something different into what he's saying. It's like somebody watching, a whole bunch of people watching a car accident. Everybody's going to have a different account. And my account of it is August, again, is trying to warn Will or remove his blinders and tell him, you know this woman is not who you portray her to be. Stop lying to yourself. Stop lying to the public. See her for who she is, because she is wicked. And he's saying that based upon his experiences with her and what he knows Will's experiences are with her. Because let's be clear about this. When a woman steps out, she pillow talks. When a man steps out, he pillow talks. He's telling his new woman everything that this woman did not do for him or can't fulfill him, and vice versa. She does the same thing. So this woman,
you don't do that or you ain't getting
and
that.
this man and told him things about her husband that should have been left between her and her husband. So when he's saying these things to Will, he's shooting these subliminals. He's saying it, but he feels like he can say it with conviction because he's certain of this based upon what she told him.
Now, I disagree.
All right, go ahead.
Like everyone wants to make the woman the villain as opposed to the man. If that man didn't want to be in his marriage, he wouldn't have left. There's nothing holding him in. He's not no hostage by gunfire, or he's roped in the basement and he gets a microphone in his hand every now and then. You can only see his eyes. Stop.
Okay,
Y'all are
but
gonna stop
all right, that
throwing
might
this
be
woman
true,
underneath the
Duchess.
bus.
But
Like
Dave,
she
let me
said,
answer
I
this
never
for her.
said.
I know we're about to end the show.
Hold on. I never said that she
you
was
just
the
called her
villain.
wicked. You just called
I
her
called her wicked. I called her wicked, but I never said she was the villain. I never said she was a villain.
Well, can I say this? They're all wicked. Because
villain.
even if you listen to August's explanation, he's talking about there being light throughout the chaos, which is listen to what I'm saying to you. Because at the end of the
That's
day,
that
he just
Scientology
came out and said
bullshit.
he was gay, and then you got Will on stage slapping Chris Rock for his wife. So the lightness in the chaos that's going on that's what I'm seeing from what he's talking about.
Okay, Robbie.
Timmy, mute your phone.
Go ahead, Robbie. Weigh in on this.
I'm gonna
It's
tell you
all
like
wickedness.
this. I'm gonna tell you like this. The reason why Will Smith haven't divorced his wife and probably won't divorce her unless he really gets a lawyer that's telling him it has to be, what is it called? Non-disclosure or whatever. When they get divorced, he doesn't want her carrying no story. He don't really want to give her half of everything he owns. But
lives
he's
in
sitting here
California. He ain't
contemplating.
gonna have a choice.
He's thinking right now, okay, I can divorce her and give her everything that she asked for, but I don't want this lady going out there saying I slept with Tom, Dennis, Pete, Daryl, Michael, Paul, Scott, and the list goes on and on and on with dudes. That's what he's trying to save face because he doesn't want to be looked at as a solo gay man. Bisexual, probably, yeah. Swinger, yeah. But her to come out and label him as he slept with 20 men, he's trying to save face. And she's been protecting him for a long time.
Okay, so let
I
me say
believe
this
that, Uncle Rob, and that makes her a victim.
Let me bring this all back to what we're talking about. Is Jada Pinkett Smith. Now I'm gonna give you her surname, her married name too, because now we're at the point where I want to tell you guys something. I don't know if you watch the news and stuff like that. Jada just went back on the Today Show, and she's got a whole different attitude, a whole different point of view. So all this uncertainty about happiness and she don't know there's a separation and all that other stuff. Now she's stating that her and Will's marriage is strong. They have gotten stronger since the slap heard around the world. But isn't that a contradiction of what she's been saying in all these interviews leading up to the release of her book?
Not because her book sales didn't do great, and now she has to remind herself, Will is my rock. There's some solids there. Let me make this work till I find another project.
And then it depends on who's listening. She's a trickster.
Well.
She's a master of the craft.
It's mixed views. It's
She's
not
a trickster.
doing bad.
Listen, I heard what the book didn't and did do.
It's not.
It's always been a strong relationship,
it didn't do what she
regardless of
expected
what
to
you're
do.
looking at. Because
all
the things that they've been accused of doing, they stuck together. So it's a strong relationship.
That's
like
why they refer to it as bad marriage for life. That's why they basically quoted. They put a paraphrase on the statement that Martin and Will says in Bad.
So why don't they just make a movie called Bad Marriage for Life?
You've been watching the movie free of charge.
No, they need to just put one on the big screen.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
You've been watching it free of charge.
You have the privilege. You've been privy to the Will and Jada movie for it's what, 3 decades now? So you've been watching 30 years of free movies.
Reality TV, sitcom.
Everything. This is it. Their life is a movie. And guess what? You guys, including myself, have the privilege. Now, that being said, and I'm going to say, don't take my word for it. Everybody go and watch Jada's latest interview on the Today Show. And then you tell me, is she staying true to form? And let's be clear about this. Is she a victim? Is she a villain? Is she a victim martyr? Because now I go back to something what Kiana said earlier. Yes, a villain does portray wicked acts, right? But I'm gonna tell y'all this though too, right? I don't believe that Jada is a villain. I don't believe that Jada is a victim neither. I'll tell you what I do believe she is. I believe this is a jaded woman. I believe this is a jilted woman. I believe this is a scorned woman. She's been like this before she got with Will. This got nothing to do with Will. This got everything to do with Jada Pinkett. She's had issues that stem from her earlier life with her mother and her daddy. And I think she is projecting that on her current relationship with her current partner and stuff. I think that Jada doesn't know how to be happy. Hence the whole point where she says, this is her memoir, and the name of her memoir is Worthy. I think that, I'm gonna say this to you guys, we have to be careful of those that we put upon a pedestal. Because one thing's for certain, they are all sure to fall at some point. Now we will sit up here and we'll say, oh, I don't like her, I don't like him, he's a sucker because he let her do these things to her. Oh, she's such a bitch, she's such this, she's just that. They are being everything that's entertaining. So again, you guys have all been privileged to the world according to Jada Pinkett Smith. Again, like I said, all of those, everybody else, including her children, her mother, her circle, including us, we are all supporting cast members. That's it. And all of us, we're walk-ons. We're extras, so to speak. But again, to end this, Jada, you presented this book to the world and it says Worthy. I think you need to ask yourself at the end of the day, no, in the beginning of the day and the ending of the day, are you worthy?
Yes.
Are you worthy? Do you feel that you're worthy of the happiness that you're in pursuit of? Are
Do you
worthy
remember
of
your
the
worth?
life that you currently have right now? Or do you deserve something worse? So again, Jada has to ask herself, is she worthy? It's not up to us. It doesn't matter what we think if she's a villain. It doesn't matter if we think she's a victim. It doesn't matter if we think she's a victim martyr. It's how she perceives herself, because each and every one of us is going to see her differently based upon, true, to be honest with you guys, where we are in our life. You see what I'm saying? Because your opinions of her is going to be based upon where you are in your life.
Mm.
But you have been a part of this journey free of charge, because we have all willingly tapped into the world according to Jada, including Will and everybody else. Because who are we talking about? Jada. What did Jada do to Will? What did Jada do to her kids? What did Jada do to August? What did Jada do to all of us?
Will doesn't speak that much.
Nothing that Jada hasn't done to herself. But again, we're gonna end this as again. If I could offer Jada, Corin, Pinkett, Smith any advice, I would say ask yourself the same question that you presented to the world. Worthy. And I would say, are you worthy? This has been the Still a Man podcast show. Thank you guys all for your insight. I appreciate you. God bless you.